Hello everyone, welcome back to another FLUX 76 video. I'm going to present you 15 items that will glow and shine to make your camp stand out in the dark. Display cases came out with patch 12, and since then, players in Fallout 76 have been filling their display cases with all sorts of items, including rare and unique ones. Now, I like neon, glowing things, and I found out that many ordinary items can actually look really nice inside these display cases. So I decided to do a little bit of testing, and I found out that there are a decent number of ordinary items that look just like I would want them to look. You know, glowing, shining, neon colors. Perfect. So I'm going to present you all the locations to find these items. Most of them are very basic and you can find them very often in the world. And I will also showcase pictures of my display cases with all of these 15 items inside of them. So with that being said, let's start with the first group. Did you know that different types of flux will display different colors inside the display case? That's right. To get all the different fluxes, you should head to a blast zone, specifically in White Springs, because it is extremely easy to find the 5 different types of flux in here. Now, for your information, yellow cake will display a neon yellow color. Then we have cobalt, which is the cyan blue neon color. We also have crimson, which is red. Then you have fluorescent, which is orange, and finally you will have a violet. But violet is not so easy to find here. There is this little lake behind the houses where I am right now, where you can usually find 2 spawns for violet flux. So if this part is nuked, just head there and you should have all of the 5 different types. Now keep in mind that this only works with unstable flux. If you try to display stable flux, it will not display any colors. It will be like a gray thing, boring and dull. You don't want that. The downside of this is that unstable flux spoils quite fast. So if you want to keep the colors vivid, you will have to replace them quite often. When you're done collecting your flux, it's time to return to your camp and start adding it to your display case. And as you can see, 4 different colors right there: yellow, orange, red, and violet. There is one more from the cobalt, which is this neon cyan bluish color. Looks really nice as well. If you have more in your inventory, you might want to equip good with salt in luck, because it will preserve your flux and ensure that you can add more later when they all turn into inert flux, which by the way look exactly like violet flux. The color is the same. And there you go. Here's a small display of how the colors look in different angles. If you don't want to bother replacing them, then just leave them to spoil and you will have all inert flux, which looks exactly like violet. So people would never know if it's inert or if it's violet. What else glows? Glowing blood, hardened mass, and high radiation fluids. Basically everything that says radiation or glowing will naturally glow in the display cases, but some items cannot be displayed for some reason. Again, you should head to a blast zone and you should find glowing ones here. They will often drop a lot of things, including hardened mass and high radiation fluids, as well as glowing blood. But for glowing blood, you don't necessarily need to come to a nuked zone, because you can find them all over Appalachia if you kill glowing creatures, just like I showed you in the first example, killing a glowing rat. Now, glowing blood and the fluids are the most common drop here. When it comes to hardened mass, it is a bit more difficult because it doesn't always drop. You will also find glowing meat and ionized meat, which cannot be added to the display cases for some reason. Bethesda, why not? Anyway, in my opinion, I think that glowing blood and high radiation fluids look the best so far. They are big, they glow really a lot, and the colors are, well, they couldn't be more vivid with this neon yellow and neon cyan. They look like small lamps inside plastic bags. It's a really nice effect. Then we also have the hardened mass, which kinda glows in some spots and it looks like ore. So yeah, it looks nice for what it is. Now it's time to go for the ores. Ultracite and uranium ores also glow, differently of course. For the first one, you should head to a fissure site because you can find plenty of ultracite ore around fissures. Can be any fissure really. And they look just like this. Looks very yellow, these ultracite veins, and as you can see, there are tons of them around this fissure. Just be careful with the scorched or even scorched piece. They often spawn in fissures. Now, to get some uranium, you want to go to an energy plant, for example, Poseidon. You just need to look for nuclear in the description of the workshop. And in this one, it's right here in the floor, uranium deposit. Just collect it, and that's pretty much. We only need one, so you're set to return to your camp. These two are something that might skip you if you are looking for glowing items, because on the preview they don't look glowing at all. But when you put them on a display case, they glow like hell. Especially the uranium ore, it's glowing this neon green. It's very cool. And ultracite also glows neon cyan. The dumb part is that they kinda get out of the display case on the top, but from most angles it's not really visible. So it's a matter of preference here. In my case, I really don't mind it. I will take it as it is. Two more items that are really glowing night and day is Toxic Goo and the NUKA-COLA Quantum. For the first, you should head to West Tech Research Center and enter from the back part. In this case, someone had already cleared the mobs, lucky me. So go inside and you want to get into the science wing where they kinda did experiments and so on. It's right here. You need to access the computer to open the door. And then you might want to clear it if, super mutants are inside, otherwise you might die quickly. The first Toxic Goo is right here in this table. Then you want to head back to the center room where you'll find this locked room. There is usually another one right there. And for this you need to lockpick the door. And you will find another Toxic Goo right there. That's it, 3 per run. It's the normal thing. Now head to the White Spring Resort and I'm going to show you a fake spawn for the NUKA-COLA Quantum. I mean, it is not a spawn, it is a vendor, which I didn't know exists until very recently. It is right here in this bar. It's called Bubbles and it sells basically every different type of NUKA-COLA in game, including the quantum one, which we very much want because it glows as the preview shows, and that's cool as well. Back at the display case, we have Toxic Goo, which is basically a flask with a glowing yellow liquid inside. It looks very plain, but nice at the same time. And then the NUKA-COLA Quantum looks exactly as a preview, as I mentioned before. It is a NUKA-COLA bottle with a glowing neon cyan color. Very shiny. And I think they both go well together. I have 2 more items to show you that are really shiny and glowing. It's nuclear waste and also the plasma cartridge. For the first one, you should head to Solomon's Pound, where you can always find a behemoth here, if it's up, of course, and he will always drop 5 nuclear waste once killed. It's a very safe spawn for this. I mean, you can basically get nuclear waste from glowing creatures. You have a chance to get it every time you kill one, but it's based on luck and I don't like that. I want to provide you a fixed spawn for this, and I feel like this is one of the quickest ways to obtain nuclear waste, and you only need one for this, so it works perfectly. In case you go ahead and search for flux or even glowing fluids, I suggest you to also look for nuclear waste because, for example, at White Springs, the glowing ones drop nuclear waste quite often. For the plasma cartridge, you should head to a Tinker's Workbench and select Energy Ammo. You should find it as one of the last options. I know it costs a little bit of copper, lead and plastic, but this is the easiest way to get one for display purposes. Now let's see how they both look like. Nuclear waste is quite tall, it doesn't get out of the display case, but it only glows on the right side in the line. The other is just, with a nuclear symbol on top as well, so it's not a very glowing item, but it still counts, especially if you look at it through the right angle. Now the plasma cartridge looks quite small since it's an ammo piece, but it's very glowy, so I think it's worth having in your display case collection. And these are the 15 items that I have for you, which are extremely glowy and shiny, that are able to be added to your display cases in your camp. I hope you enjoyed it. It took me a while to figure all of these out. I believe there are more out there, but I still need to do a little bit more testing. So if you are aware of other items that are glowing and I have not included them here, feel free to add them to the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope your camps will glow even more than it already does. I'm Marta Branco, thank you for watching, and if you are new to the channel, you enjoyed what you saw, please feel free to click in the subscribe button below. I have a Patreon page as well for anyone who would like to support me even further. Feel free to check it out, the link is in the description below. I will see you very soon, guys. For now, take care and enjoy the rest of the showcase. See you soon. Adeus. Bye bye.